Today on CTV News at 5, surveying the aftermath. A twister touches down near Tabor. Now the cleanup begins. Plus, a kitten fights for her life after she's found covered in oil, cut up, and severely malnourished. How you can help. And a cup of coffee goes a long way at Tim Hortons.
CTV News with Kayla Carr.
Good afternoon. Cleanup is underway after a storm rocked parts of southern Alberta last night. Environment Canada confirms a tornado touched down near Tabor. Their investigators are also looking into reports of 3 other twisters near Bow Island, Brooks, and Vulcan.
Oh, look at the flash. Look at this. Look at this.
What is that?
It's power lines.
Well, is that a tornado there?
I don't know.
We should get out of here, Dad.
This Viewer My News video shows the tornado about 8 kilometers south of Tabor. A roof was torn off a building and thrown across a field, and several power lines were knocked down. The mayor of Tabor says the frightening storm caused a lot of damage.
It had that hum to it that you knew that that something was about to happen. The clouds swirling. It's relatively dark. It's almost like the power is out, and it hit.
The storm brought strong winds and large hail and caused damage to dozens of properties in southern Alberta. Daryl Rummold spent the day in and around Tabor surveying the damage and has this story.
It started with heavy rain, lightning, and strong winds south of Tabor. Moments later, oil and gas workers capture video of a tornado ripping through a field. Clay Sparks was riding his bike with friends when they turned their GoPro camera skyward. They caught this.
Clouds started swirling and came right above us and started to come down and touched down probably 200 feet away from where we were standing.
The group fled to a nearby house and sought refuge from the storm.
Your heart was beating pretty fast when it started coming down, and I definitely felt like crying when it was such a rush.
Alan Jones's farm lies about 30 kilometers south of Tabor and right in the path of the storm. Golf ball size hail pelted his house, shattered windows, ruined siding, and stripped trees. This once green mustard crop decimated. Jones arrived home shortly after 8 to find his home in shambles and wife shaken.
So when I got home, she was in the basement, upset, crying because there was tornado warnings out at the time, so she didn't know exactly what to do and what was going on. When the windows started breaking, she headed for the basement.
Closer to Tabor, the remnants of the roof of this once strong hay shed now line the ditch, metal twisted. Damage at this rural property is estimated at around $1 million, and beyond that, power was knocked out to as many as 3,000 customers in the immediate area last night. Crews are still working to restore that. Husky Energy, who operates as many as 300 gas wells in the area, say they still have 100 that are not operational.
Thinking about should I be out here at this time, and sort of thinking about what's happening in our community and sort of preparing myself mentally for what might be to come.
Residents of Tabor admit the night could have gone a lot differently, and they're thankful to call this night a near miss, one that Clay Sparks and his friends won't soon forget. Daryl Rummold, CTV News, Tabor.
And Fortis tells us they hope to have power restored to all of their customers by the end of the day. Now, the heavy rain last night and more rain this morning has prompted Environment Canada to issue a high stream flow advisory for the Old Man River upstream of the dam. The advisory means the water levels are rising and there could be some flooding in low-lying areas. No widespread flooding is expected, but people are being urged to use caution if they're going to be near the water and avoid going close to the riverbank altogether. And Dory's here now with the first look at weather. Dory, what a crazy ride last night. Still a tad unstable today, but definitely not as risky as last night.
Well, we're a little more stable today, Kayla, and that has to do with the fact that we have a cooler air mass over us right now. So we've lost that high humidity, that thick, muggy feeling that we had yesterday, and we've lost that warmer temperature at the surface, and we've lost a lot of the precipitation. Is gone further to the north and to the west. So we're not out of the woods totally as far as thunder showers go, but that severe weather is in the history books right now, and I'll have more details coming up in a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Dory. Lethbridge fire investigators are reminding people not to leave food cooking unattended after a recent fire caused extensive damage to a home in North Lethbridge. Damage is estimated at $50,000, and the occupants have been forced to relocate until the structure can be cleaned up. Investigators say the cause was hot grease left unattended on the stove. Firefighters quickly put the fire out, but not before there was extensive smoke and heat damage. One person was treated for minor smoke inhalation. Starting Monday, parts of Whoop Up Drive will be closed to traffic. Coalbanks Gate West and Country Range Road 224 will be blocked off for road construction. Detour signs will be in place and drivers are asked to proceed with caution and to expect delays. The closure is expected to last until the end of August. The Tabor Animal Clinic is asking for your help to save the life of an abused kitten. Essence was brought to the Lethbridge pet location in serious condition yesterday. She was covered in oil, including in her eyes, ears, and nose, and had cuts all over her body. She was also severely malnourished. The Lethbridge pet location helps lost, missing, or unwanted pets find a home. They're asking for donations to help nurse Essence back to health.
Very friendly cat and very hungry, so I mean we're feeding her and trying to get her as cleaned up and comfortable as possible. I mean she's got a lot of will to live right now, so we're going to do everything we can for her. But yeah, it's pretty upsetting to see something come in this shape. It's not what I like to see.
And donations can be made at the Tabor Animal Clinic or by calling the Lethbridge pet location at 403-915-1549. A Quebec father who killed his 2 children will be allowed supervised outings. In 2009, Guy Durcott stabbed his son and daughter 46 times, but he was found not criminally responsible. Experts decided on Tuesday the former doctor must stay at a psychiatric hospital for at least 6 more months. His outings will be up to 8 hours long, and a relative has to accompany him. Foreign Affairs says a Canadian was among the 153 people killed in a plane crash in Nigeria. On Sunday, the plane plowed into a crowded neighborhood near the end of its flight. Officials say 150 bodies have been recovered so far. The license of the plane company has been suspended. The Canadian victim has not been identified. And the Tories are not apologizing for spending almost $50,000 on a press conference. Documents revealed that a 2010 news conference to announce the purchase of 65 stealth fighter jets cost taxpayers $47,000. The Conservatives say there was nothing wrong with giving the public a visual portrayal of their latest purchase. Lethbridge College has named an interim president and CEO while the search continues to fill the position on a full-time basis. The Board of Governors has appointed Peter Leclerc to the top job. Leclerc has been the Vice President Academic and Chief Learning Officer since 2005. Former President and CEO Tracy Edwards has resigned for family and personal reasons. Leclerc recently led the development of an academic vision for the college. The board says his appointment ensures a smooth transition while the search and selection process is underway. Southern Alberta coffee drinkers are supporting a good cause today.
Good morning.
Tim Hortons restaurants are holding Camp Day, and all the money from coffee sales goes to the Tim Hortons Children's Foundation. The foundation uses the money to support summer camps and provide a 2-week camping experience for thousands of children from low-income homes. There is an application process, and the restaurant owners work with local youth organizations and schools to identify kids who would most benefit from an experience at camp.
Every year it's great. They're so excited to go, and our kids from Lethbridge go to Kananaskis, and so they get to go horseback riding and whitewater rafting and rock climbing and all kinds of really great things that are local to our area, so they get to sort of experience something they may not get to otherwise.
And last year, almost $10 million was raised in the single-day fundraiser. Right now, let's take a look at today's markets.